7 o'clock. This is The Gathering with Mark Ehrlichs. That's me. I want to thank everyone for being here. Awesome. Who's here? Show me the whites of your eyes. Tell me who you are. I appreciate it. Let me know who you are. Do I know you? Are you friend or foe? I hope you're friend. All right. We're going to have a fun night tonight. And let's see, I really want to thank everyone for being here. And we got a nice group of people coming in. This is fantastic. And let's see here. Let's wait for another moment or two. I really want to thank everyone for being here. I'm honored. And so every Wednesday we're here at 7 and for the gathering. And for the gathering here, we're going to be talking about spirituality. If people have questions, please feel free to ask on spirituality and healing. Mostly healing is my forte. Spirituality, I don't know too much about anything. And oh, Nini. Okay, great. All right. Thanks for being here. Did you change it legally or did you just Facebook change? April Star, Nini. And I love it. Good name. Real good name. And we'll be talking about spirituality and healing. Mostly healing. Healing is my forte that I love to work with. And it's a gift, but we all have this gift to varying degrees. And I think, over the past 47 years, I've only met maybe one person out of at least 25 to 35,000 people that wasn't able to comprehend healing and do it and work with it during a workshop. They wanted to, but that's why they came to the workshop, but they still didn't get it. And there was only one person, though, out of all those people. And it's thousands of people. So I think we all have it within us to varying degrees. And my place is to help you realize that you have it as well. So please, if there's any questions whatsoever, please feel free to ask pertaining to healing or what I believe in or anything. We need a lot of questions. And we also will be working with healing tonight a little bit. And not only to fill up time, but to help people feel better as well. And then every other week we have a healing circle, and this is at no charge. The healing circle is at no charge, and that's on Tuesdays at 6:30 my time in Colorado time. So please feel free, to go next. I think it's next Tuesday. And then what else is there? I believe next week on the 12th, or is it the 10th, Lynn? We have a free mini course on useful healing techniques. Take advantage of that. It's a free course. It's about an hour, and that'll be at 12 noon, if I'm correct. And Lynn will put up the information, if you don't mind, Lynn, please. And I'll share with you some easy techniques that I utilize and also the understandings of them. And when I'm talking about healing, it's talking about helping people to feel better in their life. And whether it be physiologically, biologically, neurologically, chronic situations, or whatever. And I'll share with you very easily and gladly in what I do and what I've learned over these years. And it's been about 47 years. So that's coming up. I believe it's on the 10th. Is it the 10th or the 12th or something like that? I believe it's, oh boy. Oh, come on. Give me a break. November 10th. It's the 10th at 12 o'clock, noon my time in Colorado, Boulder, Colorado. So please do take advantage of that. Alice, hi, how are you? Thanks for being here. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I saw this just now. I didn't see your name prior to that. And I appreciate your being here, Alice. And let's see. So that's the gathering, the healing circle, then the mini workshop coming up on the 10th, and at 12 noon. And all those are free. Please do take advantage of those. And don't miss out on that. It's going to be dynamic, and we'll also probably get in a couple of healings. I'm hoping to give examples of what I'm doing. Then there you go. Lynn put up upcoming events. November 30th is the big workshop, and the title of it is to initiate your intuition. It's a 4-day workshop. It's going to be really dynamic, and the 4 days is 12 noon my time, Boulder, Colorado time, until 1:30 each day. It's about an hour and a half a day, and it might go on a little bit longer or right on time. I don't know yet. Depends how much information we cover. Don't miss out on that, and I'll be working with you to help you to understand how I utilize intuition and what it means to me. It's going to be a dynamic one, and I'll give you exercises and things to do to show you that you too can work with it. And also on all the events, there's a replay. For this one, for the workshop coming up, there'll be a private YouTube channel for those people that did take the course of the initiating your intuition. So if you need to miss a day, that's fine. Or if you can't see any of them because you're working or something like that, it will be available to you. There's many people that aren't able to see them at all until later, but it is available. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate it. Lynn put it up, the intuition one. And I'll be writing on that probably tonight or early tomorrow morning, depending upon my exhaustive sleep hours and in between things that I'm doing here. So please do take advantage of that. Lynn's here posting stuff, and it is her birthday. So for the first time, happy birthday, Lynn. Yes. Let me see here. Also, please, if you feel it within your heart, please do what I refer to as gifting or supporting us. And you can go to the website, and there's a place there that you can click on for gifting or supporting. It helps us to continue. And it also helps people that really do need appointments or have calling for something that I'm offering if they don't have enough money for anything. And I think it's awesome to gift. I do know that as I gift with people, that there's more that comes in, and it's really important. And God's reciprocal. And when we give from our heart, we get from a greater heart. And I know that works. It always works. Thanks, Lynn, for putting that up. And let's see here. And also there's people that I give to that are street people, particular street people that I do give to that are really in direful straits. So please do help support and or gift. Also, let's see a little bit about myself. My name is Mark Erlichs. For anyone here that's new, and I am a healer by the grace of God. It's just something that happened with me, but at the same time, my place is to help you realize that you too have abilities and gifts within yourself. And so, if there's any questions about that stuff or anything, please, feel free to ask, and I'll do everything I can to help you to recognize it within yourself. I work with chronic situations. I work with the biological, as I said, the physiological. I work with aches and pains, some disease states, and I also work with emotional dilemmas, and also spiritual situations and questions like that. If you should have any, I'll do my darndest to go within myself to find answers. Sometimes I'm told it's none of my business, and just to keep working. And so I do, and I realize that the boss is bigger than me, and I can't argue with it. When I say it, I'm referring to God or the Creator, as you might call it, or the Nameless One, or whatever. So um, let's see. Oh, thanks for putting that up about the appointments, Lynn. I appreciate that. The appointments are available, and I always have room, always. And especially if you're in an emergent situation, I won't put you off too long. I'll get you in right away, and usually within a day or two. And so, I recognize that people go through things. I go through things too, like anyone else. So, I know that it's important when you are in a dilemmic situation, if there is such a word. When you're in a dilemmic situation, I will gladly be there for you. And I'll even move other people around for you if it's that emergent. So tonight, please feel free to post any kind of questions or understandings on spirituality or healing that I might be able to, answer or elaborate on. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're here for. And anyone have anything they'd like to ask or have me talk about? Anything, please, please, please. Realize also that, well, two things. One, there's a delay on this, so if you write something and I don't see it right away, I'll work on someone else, or I'll talk about something else, and then I'll see yours, and then I'll come back to it. I'm not ignoring you in any way. There is a several second delay, and I don't have a lot of patience to wait and be silent for those several seconds, but I will get back to you. Let me see here. I don't see anything yet. Oh, come on, people. Ask me a question about healing or about spirituality. I might try to answer. Sometimes I'll be able to see things, and when I do, I'll share it with you. And when I share it, I'm sharing from my perception of what a reality might be for you in your life. Many people here have experienced that, and so we'll just take it from there. Yay, Christina! The chaotic mind is an interesting thing. Yes, it is. I noticed as I'm going into a deeper understanding, now as soon as I open my eyes, my mind starts racing. Yes, yes, yes. I've started visualizing waking up calm, and it's working, but wondering your thoughts. Great question. The chaotic mind, we're born into it. So it's kind of ingrained in us since birth. Even pre-birth, even while we're in the embryonic fluid, of our mothers, we're getting pounded by what's happening with our mothers and or family in our immediate. So we get to, get pounded by all this stuff, and that's kind of our introduction into the world and or the mass mind that we're born into, of all the dilemmas we're going through, dramas and traumas, and we get pretty influenced by this stuff, so it gets pretty ingrained. And then we grow up learning how to act and react accordingly. and especially with the mother and or the father as well. And we get to, you know, get caught in that mind. So when we're presented with a different way, and because we're witnessing it in someone else, or we have a realization within ourselves or epiphany that it might be another way, it's real easy for that moment. But then when we, which is what you're describing here, in your silence for those few moments, uh, in going deeper, then you know we come back into the world. The idea is to train ourselves to have it happen more often. And in order to train ourselves, we have to stop the chatter for the moment. And we go within ourselves and we notice that we weren't thinking for a moment. Or, excuse me, it's not that we weren't thinking, we weren't getting impressions of the world, I should say, for that moment. We're in a place of stillness, we're in a place of calm, we're in a place of silence for that moment. And then, as soon as we start thinking, we've broken it. So the idea is to try to go to that place to create a new pattern. And the more often we are, the greater the pattern becomes. And that's what we're striving for. So we find a greater peace within ourselves and a greater calm within ourselves as we can come back to that, going within. Then we notice afterwards that we weren't thinking during that time, as you were expressing. And I think that's awesome that you're having this experience or this realization. And she also wrote, as I open my mind, as I open my eyes, my mind starts racing. And the idea is to remember what it was like in that time. And as you're remembering, you're bringing the members back. That's what remembering means. Bringing the members back. Then you'll find yourself with less chatter within yourself. And I think it's awesome that the next part is, as she wrote, she started visualizing waking up calm, and it's working, but wondering your thoughts. At night, what we can do, and this is what I've suggested to Christina as well, at night what we can do is when we're going to sleep, we can visualize ourselves waking up the next morning and picturing yourself waking up calm. The longer you hold that thought, the more ingrained it gets. And then we find ourselves going to sleep and waking up the next morning. But when we wake up, if we can become conscious that we are calm, and the world is going to want to grab you back. That's what I call the mass mind. And it's going to want to grab you back and say, because it's afraid of losing you. So it's going to try to influence you to become a part of it again. Because if it knows that you're doing this, then that mass mind doesn't have any influence on you. And it's afraid of losing you. It's like a little child, as I always describe it. And it's always, wanting to grab us back and be a part of it. And that's all it knows. It doesn't know anything else. But, we can still be conscious of it and not have the reaction to the world that it wants us to participate in. I hope that makes sense with everyone here. And so, our choice always, it depends upon what we want to focus on in our lives and where we want to go in our lives. We don't have to drop the world to become spiritual or anything like that. That's becoming imbalanced. We're a part of the world, and that's why we're here, is because we're a part of it. I think ideally, what we're striving for is to, as I've said 1,000 times, if not more, is to blend both worlds together. That's the true spirituality. That's the true spirituality. And Christina wrote, yes, makes total sense. And it's cool to watch it happening. Yes, and it's the idea of knowing what you're watching and remembering it after the mass mind comes back to us, after the mass consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, comes back to us, and our mind starts racing with all these other understandings or events and or things to do or whatever. And so, yeah, thanks. I appreciate the question. It was a good one. So we have a choice, and we can stop ourselves for a moment and say, what did I just experience? And wonder about it. The deeper we wonder about it, as you were expressing, Christina, you going deeper and deeper and deeper. And as you wonder about something in that depth, then you'll see that at first you might not get anything. Might not perceive or hear or see anything inside, and that's okay because it's giving you room to do that, and it's breaking you into that world. Then all of a sudden, say 5 minutes later, or 2 minutes later, or 2 days later, you might begin to perceive it as you keep practicing that, and it'll get louder and louder. That's what the ancient mystics used to refer to as that small, still voice within. We all have it. It's waiting to guide us and to direct us in our lives. It's all waiting to share with us. And we have that opportunity to practice going within, and then it sees that you're serious, and it keeps breaking down barriers of that mind to show you something, to bring you to a place. You don't have to forget the world or your part in it or anything like that. You can still participate, you still joke around. It's not going to change you that much, but what it does, it changes your heart. And that's what I believe with all my heart. I believe that. Great questions. Great question, Christina. Please, anyone else have any questions or things they'd like me to jabber about? I'd be more than happy. And all right. Let me see here. Kathy wrote. My friend Kathy, she wrote. Synthenasia is seeing with your ears and hearing with your eyes. I've talked about this before. It first came to me maybe about 30 or 40 years ago, maybe longer, I don't know. And I didn't use that term though. But it's seeing with your ears and hearing with your eyes. Is this more objective? Is this a more objective view of reality? I think so. I totally believe that with all my heart. And it's being very objective in the moment and also in life for the moment, pertaining to your life in the moment. In my experience, it's what we hear that tells a story. That's what we see. And it's also what we see that tells the story of what we hear, if that makes sense. It's a fuller experience in the objective mind, and we can reach it through being objective in life. Even if it's just for the moment, it can still be an experience to you. And most people have experienced that, but it's so fleeting, it's so quick. But though it's always a focused understanding by being objective, please understand that. And re-listen to this if it doesn't make sense yet, and hopefully it will. And if you're experiencing calm in any given moment, it happens to us. If someone should be saying something and we're observing them, or if someone is doing something and we're observing them, or we're experiencing ourselves in some way or another, we'll have that experience happening. And it can happen through, or I should say, it can be developed even more so by finding the calm and peace within yourself. That's my take on it. And then she wrote, it's so cool hearing a note and seeing a color, or seeing a color and hearing a note. Yes, it is, totally. And it can be developed in that calmness that we have in that moment, in that it's almost like a space moment where nothing's happening around us. And even though there's a lot of activity, that's being objective in that moment. And it can happen more often versus looking for it. When you're looking for it, it's not going to happen. It has to come from within you in that moment of being taken out of a situation. And then it comes upon us. Also, those colors and notes, they take on an understanding and that have meaning and a fuller story. And that's what those moments share with us and show us. But it's being objective. And then she wrote, different wiring in different brains that about 4% of the population experiences. I tend to agree with that haphazardly. Yes, and it can happen with more than 4% of the people. And it takes finding that calm in ourself, in our world, and realizing that none of this stuff in our world needs reaction. Nothing does. Nothing needs reaction or resistance. But we also have that activity, have the purpose of activity to just step forward in life and being active with something. We can do that, but it's being truthful without the emotional response. That's what the important part is. Then we're being objective and we're being open at the same time. And otherwise, we're putting ourselves in control when we're having reaction. We are literally putting ourselves in control and not the godliness in control. We're either edifying it, in other words, we're edifying ourselves, I should say, and not edifying the divinity. So we have a choice in what we want to do in our life. Do we want to be objective and observant, or do we want to be reactive? And then she wrote, in our future for all, yes, it is. It is a potential future in time. Each person has their own path in life, and none is greater than any other. Just my take on things, the world according to Garth Mark. And then Christina wrote, yes, it makes total sense. I hope that makes sense with everyone. Please let me know if there's any questions about it. Hey, Kim, how are you? Hi. Good to see you here. Thanks for being here with us. Really grateful. And, oh, there's Kathy now. Yeah. Hey, Kathy, I just answered your question. I hope it made sense. And if it does, please let me know. And if it doesn't, please let me know. All right. Before we go on any further here, please, if you have any questions, write them out, or something you'd like me to gap about. I'd be more than happy to. But in the meantime, is there anyone here who would like for me to work with them on one physical thing? Just one. I won't do emotional stuff here because I don't want to, throw out all the emotional stuff we have and let everyone know about it. So please, if you can share with me if there's anything that there's someone here. Hey, Prachi, how you doing, my dear friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. You rock. I appreciate it. When people put hashtag you rock, Google Analytics loves it. And so I don't know if it applies on the Facebook Live, but Google Analytics loves it. And if everything makes sense here, or you like what I'm gabbing about, or just give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Or a hashtag thumbs up, or a hashtag you rock. Anyone here would like me to work with them, please feel free to ask and tell me one thing you would like me to work with. Not the emotional. I don't want to throw it out there for everyone to know. I hope the family's doing well, Prachi. And the two doggies. Is it two now? I think it's two doggies that you were telling me about. Yay! You rock, Kim. Thank you. Thank you. And you rock too, Parache. Thanks for being here. I'm so grateful for both of y'all, for everyone. This is neat. All right, please, anyone here would like me to work with them? I got to do something during this time. We have about 25 more minutes. Oh, come on, tell me something's feeling low energy. All right, I'd be more than happy to. I'm going to do work with the healing a little bit differently, and it's just as effective. And so let me know. Thanks, Lynn. Thanks. All right. This is for the low energy proxy. Prachi. Part of I just did work with you, and please tomorrow let me know. And hey, Jane, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm really grateful. It's been years. All right. With the low energy, um, part of it is the lingering um, uh, dilemmas of life. They're lingering though, and you don't need them in your life anymore. I just want to let you know. And so um, it's just lingering stuff from the dilemmas of life that and the worries that you've experienced. That's why, in my perception, uh, you have the low energy, and it's like a lingering fever, but it's not the fever. You don't have a fever. It has the same effect on you though. So I'll let you know that, please. And with who was for next here, besides low energy, Prache pulled the plug on the second dog. Oh, okay, all righty. And I wonder if you're going to get another one, be a partner with that one, or just do whatever. Let's see here, Jane. Okay, my right hand, the knuckle. Okay, let me work with this a little bit. You may feel things happening. Some people do, most people do, and but there's no right or wrong, good or bad. It's still happening, and please understand that. And let me see here. It's on the right hand. And you might have had an inclination to pull it. Don't, because then you're displacing the synovial fluid in between the joint, and that just is a reminder to deteriorate for it, and you don't want that. It reminds it to continue to deteriorate. Uh, so don't pull it though, and keep me updated on it, Jane. I'm most curious as to how it is, and um, all right. And everyone, please keep me updated on everything that I've worked with, that I do work with here. And Jane, please do keep me updated on the knuckle, and um, especially if there's an arthritic condition there, you don't want to pull it, but you want to sleep with your fingers out like this, even under your head, head like this, or under your side, or whatever. Don't go to sleep with your hands like this or curled up, or when you do catch yourself with your hands curled, you want to keep them straight. Turn that into a religion. You'll see that the knuckle will begin its process even more so. So please do keep me updated, Jane. And don't curl your fingers, please. And let me see here. Nini or April Star, the new name for Facebook. Me, Mark, a muscle ache on the left side. What's the trapezius? I know nothing medically. I'm so sorry. Tell me what a trapezius is, and I'll work with it, or where it is. And then Prachi, I will for sure, Mark. Just been dragging. I know it's old stuff, Prachi. It's old stuff that's been a part of you for a while, and it's because of the worries and concerns in life, and or dramas, whatever, however you want to phrase it. And so, all right. And Christina wrote, yes, please. I've had a headache. Oh, and sinus stuff, and very tired. Steve asked for a healing. He may have been exposed to someone. Get that out of your head. Get that out of your head. But let me work with your headache, hon, and your sinus stuff. It's just dragging you down. It's like a low-grade fever, and it just drags you down. Do it this way. Do you notice any difference in there, Christina? Please share with me. Please do. And also for Steve. Now, it's really important. Let me share with you what I do. I know that COVID is really real. I do know it. And so, um, but there's something inside of me that tells me to, uh, you know, drink. This is, maybe totally bogus or whatever, but for me, it's real in my life as well. Um, I like vitamin D. I think 2,500 units of vitamin D per dose once a day. And I'm not subscribed or giving you a prescription or anything like that, but I like 2,500 units a day. And what I also do is I have Canada Dry or Schweppes tonic water that has quinine in it, and some comes without quinine, some comes with quinine, and that's what I have. And for the quinine water, I have maybe a quarter of a third of a cup once or twice a day. And then what I do inside myself is whenever I catch myself uh, witnessing uh, people that might be worried about it, or people that are talking about it, or listening to the news about it, I watch it inside of myself, leaving me like a fume. And then I go on. I don't think about it anymore. I don't think of it. I don't analyze it. I don't critique it. I don't need to talk about it or worry about it or anything. I watch it leave me as a fume. And the first time I tried this was several months ago, and and the first day that I tried it, and it came to me to do this, um, and I trust everything that comes to me in my life. I have to, and so The first day, I turned it into a religion, and every time I thought about it, or spoke about it, or saw it, or witnessed it, or whatever, I watched it leave me as a fume, and it must have been about 500 times the first day. The second day, maybe about 100 times. And every single time since, and it may be once a day or twice a day, ever since then, and I watch it. I catch my thoughts every single time that it's in my head or out of my mouth or in front of my eyes or whatever. I'll watch it leave me like a fume. And so far, it seems to be pretty good. That's what was shared with me to do and to share with others as well. And I don't participate in the destructive aspect of it, in the resistance of it. I totally, totally refuse. So, just to let you know that. And let's see here. And please let me know how Steve is doing. Please. Yes, I was feverish today without the fever. Yes, I understand. I understand, hon. And so, and Jane, yes, of course. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for sharing this with me. With April Star, uh, back of the neck by the shoulder area. Okay, I'd be more than happy to work with you with this, hon. And please do keep me updated. And some people may actually feel my hands, and sometimes they'll feel the angelics that are working with you as well, or whatever. There'll be little releasings, almost like an unwinding meaning or uh, April Star. There'll be little releasings, and just appreciate them and enjoy them, knowing that, and it's really important that you know that they're helping you, and I'll work more with that. And it's important also that you do some form of an exercise to like develop that area, and it almost represents your support system within yourself, and it's learning to be strong. It's learning to be strong. As strong as you are, it's learning to be stronger in your life, and then you'll find less um, discomforts in the future, events and stuff like that. I hope that makes sense, hon. Um, all right, and please do take advantage of what was said. Um, your support system, it's important for you to go with your knowing. That's what I wanted to say. To go with your knowing. Because there's times now that even though you may or may not recognize it, that you're unsure of some things. So go with your knowing, please. Christina, yes, Steve agrees. We don't worry and we just respect it. Yes. Be cautious, but move on. Yes, definitely be cautious and move on. And to know. I still feel headache in back of the head. Let me do one more thing here. And tell me if your sinuses feel relieved. Yeah, it's important also for you to do some form of strengthening in the back of your neck, Christina. It's almost like the spine, after so many years of using, the upper neck and, the vertebrae in there, uh, the bone material thins out a little bit. And so that may be the cause of what's happening and what you're experiencing. So, um, and tell me if you notice any difference in the headache there, Christina. And be candid with me too, please. I appreciate that. And April Star says, thanks. Yes, sure. Yes, yes, yes. Got it. And thank you very much. Oh, my total honor, my pleasure. Jane, please, can you tell me how you're doing? Do you notice any difference with your knuckle? Can you be candid with me, please, on your right hand? I appreciate it. And it's okay if you don't feel it right now, but and most people will feel it now, but it doesn't matter. It's still in a process of doing more and more and more with everyone, whether it be immediate healing or something that's exponential in its growth. And uh, yay! Happy birthday, Patty headache. Oh, you poor baby. All right. You may or may not experience it, but I'm sensing you're having like a tingling in your head now. There's almost like little billions of little tiny bubbles that are breaking it, and they're almost like light, breaking the headache, not your head. And Jane, please do tell me if you notice any difference yet, hon. Uh, and Christina, please. Oh my. Oh, thank you. Feeling good, Mark. Thank you. Thank you, Jane, for sharing that. And please do keep me updated if it changes. And if anytime anyone here wants an appointment, please, you know, let me know and we'll set something up. And if it's emergent, we'll get you in as soon as possible. Uh, I always find it easy to do. Christina, it feels less pressure. Good. But I usually feel it the next day. I understand. I understand. Thank you and blessings, my friend. Yes, I've started my stretches again to get moving. Yeah, very important. And that's what will help to reinforce and develop the musculature that attaches to the spine and to give it more support in there as well, Christina. Uh, Please do keep that in mind. Very important for you, hon. Alrighty. Yeah, the appointments. Thank you, Lynn, for putting that up. If anyone's interested in the appointments, I'll work with you. They're a lot more extensive, and we get into a lot more stuff as well. And feel some release in the muscle tension. Good, good. And just, in your heart, appreciate that happening within yourself. And that will help to enhance everything. And let me see here, Jane. My son is experiencing God on his feet. Oh, okay. Uh, Let me work with your son a little bit. Also, in my perception, that your son is, this may or may not be true or may not have happened yet, but not to put a whammy on you or anything like that, but because that's not the case. Uh, I'm curious if he also experiences in the heel or heels of his feet it's almost like a sharp bone pain when he steps down on the heels, and I'm working with that as well. I felt like a release. So let's see what transpires from that in his feet. And please do, if you can keep me updated by emailing me, I'd really appreciate that. And Patty, yes, lessen the heavy pressure. Thanks so much. My honor. And so I'm going to work a little bit more, Patty. And just keep imagining, Patty, that there's that just millions and millions of these little bubbles, light bubbles that are bursting uh, and leaving a clarity wherever they burst. And if you can picture that, you'll notice it's not psychological, but you'll see that the actual headache itself is dissipated even more and more and more. Uh, wow, thank you. We'll definitely let you know. My pleasure, Jane. My pleasure. All right. Um, that's. I think that everyone should use those little bubbles. It's almost like a vapor that comes out or a fume that comes out, but they're bubbles, and you can watch them burst. They're light bubbles, but they're carrying the dross that's within us, and that's of the mass mind or things that are wrong with us are happening in our body that are hurting us or whatever. Uh, so what I'd like to do, if you all don't mind, is to have everyone just close your eyes for a minute. No one's going to listen to your inside your head. No one's going to know what you're doing. Just sit back and close your eyes just for a second. And this is going to be really short. I mean, really short. And with closed eyes, just take a couple deep breaths, and every you'll notice that every time you breathe in, the breath goes down further into your belly. And watch that happen. It's really neat. And then out through your mouth, real slow and gentle. And you're actually breathing in the breath of God. It's written in the great book, God breathed through the nostrils of man and woman and gave them life. Well, it's true, we're breathing in the breath of God. All right, so that being the case, just take a couple slow motion breaths in through your nose, all the way down into the lowest part of your belly, and slowly and gently, slow motion out through your mouth. And you'll feel different. You'll feel lightheaded maybe, or you'll feel in a different place in your mind. That's great. Enjoy it. And imagine that God is actually breathing in through your nostrils and giving you life. Watch that happen. Just a few breaths. And it's something you can practice later if you want. And you'll find to your advantage, really. So watch that happening, the breath of that divinity, that godliness, the source, the universal mind. Watch it breathe in through your nostrils and out through your mouth for slow motion. And then, as you're doing that, after a few breaths, you can begin to see whatever might be aching you in your body, watch it kind of detach in a little bubble, little pieces of that ache or pain or chronic situation or disease or whatever. Watch it leave you like a little gaseous bubble and just watching it bubble out like little pings of light leaving you. Watching that. There. All right. Great exercise. And that's exactly what it is. It's an exercise, and it's really awesome. Oh, Harley Wings, Pachelbel. Yes. Yes, Pachelbel's behind me. And Pachelbel is my chicken. That's my chicken. Harley Wings is Lynn. And all right, my son is experiencing. I got that already. And please, Jane, let me know how he's doing. I really appreciate that. And Patricia, hi. Good to see you. I didn't even see you here earlier. Good to see you here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. You rock. And I appreciate it, Kathy. All right. God bless you all. Oh, great, Nini. And yes, please do practice that, Kim. Please. It's great exercise. And if you do it without saying anything to anyone, it'll have more effect because you're keeping it within and it's empowering it. Great exercise to do. And you'll find that it works with a lot of stuff. So, thank you, everyone. I'm totally honored. I'll see you. And don't forget the workshops. Don't forget the appointment. The workshop's coming up on the 30th, I think it is. It's on listed on here on the side. And if anyone wants an appointment, let me know. And please do the gifting or supporting at the website. And we'll just take it from there. Blessings to everyone here. And thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. And love the hearts. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.